So welcome back to another episode. As you can see, I'm not sitting in my family room with the yellow screen behind me. Instead, I'm standing in front of our game selection. Now, there's a very special reason for this. If you're not sure what that is right there, that is a Yeti that I've lost maybe about 2 weeks ago. I couldn't find. And literally, it was sitting right there. My son found it today, and I thought it was fitting to essentially talk in front of the games today. Why? Because today's what if you didn't have mindset. So we talked about finances, we talked about negotiation, but what would it be like if you didn't have a mindset? Now, mindset is something that is a little bit different than what you might be thinking of. A mindset's not necessarily the ability to change your mind, although that is encompassed within it, but it actually consists of 6 mental faculties. So if you're not familiar with what those are, I'll give you a real quick highlight very quickly. So first off, you have will, and will is the ability to make a choice, to make your own choice, right? The second is imagination. Imagination allows you to have alternatives. So there's not necessarily one way to do something, but your imagination can come up with a ton of different ways to do things. So actually having alternatives is actually something that's kind of really nice too, right? Memory, the ability to remember what it is that you're actually doing, or actually to have a reference point that you're actually learning from and you're launching from. After that, you have perception. Perception is just how you're actually seeing something, but it's not only using your eyes, it's the ability to have a point of view. Next would be intuition. Intuition is a reason why you choose to do something, and that reason may be strong, it may be weak, but however strong that reason is, it ultimately allows you to kind of make a decision and move forward. So imagine not being able to have that mindset or being able to use it. So having all those faculties, but they're just sitting there. So what would it be like if you couldn't make a choice? What would it be like if you couldn't use your imagination to have alternatives? What would it feel like not to remember? Oh man. What would it be like not being able to have perception, not being able to see from a different point of view, only your point of view, or only from a single point of view, but no other points of view? What would it be like not to be able to change the program or change your mind or anything? And what if you didn't even get to choose the reason? The reason was because I said so, right? That's what life would be like without a mindset. So that's pretty scary. That's kind of just this whole idea of either solitude or just being oppressed. So being able to think and use your mind is incredibly important. And the way that I like to think about it is your mindset exists when you play a game. So whatever your programming currently is, it's leading you to play a specific type of game. So let's say it's Monopoly right there, right? Now, I have a few different types of Monopoly if you haven't actually noticed right there, and probably a few more up there. So of all the different types of Monopoly, the game's pretty much played the same way. So let's say you're good at Monopoly, you understand the rules, and even if you get to a few different versions, you might move from paper money to electronic money, and some things may change here and there, but your skill set pretty much stays the same because you understand the game. Now, if you take that and you switch it and you play another game like Life or Brain Games or Operation, the same skill sets may not actually apply. So that's the fundamental piece of mindset. You're enabled to grow. Every time you play a different game, comfort zone. So it's very important to actually have a mindset, but it's even more important to use your mindset. So if you're only playing one game, you may not be changing very much. You may not be growing and getting, let's say, the results that you're actually looking for. So if you want to make that happen, you have to be able to challenge yourself and do something that puts you out of your comfort zone. And you should make this probably a regular thing. So don't think just because school is over that it's over, the learning process and everything. You need to keep going, keep going, keep going. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation today on mindset. Your mindset allows you to grow, think, and change and become the best version of yourself you possibly can be, but you have to keep moving forward and keep growing in order for that to happen. So, appreciate you tuning into these 3 segments. Remember, we talked about finance, we talked about negotiation, we talked about mindset, and there's one game, Monopoly, that actually does not exist on a game board. It's called Escape the Monopoly, and you can only play that game at escapethemonopoly.com. So I hope you actually take a visit there. I hope you create a game plan, and if anything, take a little bit of a walk down memory lane, but put it in context of what role are you within Game Monopoly? How do you actually think? And your mindset is actually going to be pulled out for you. But I can't tell you what your mindset is. You can only figure it out when you experience Escape the Monopoly. So check that out, escapethemonopoly.com, and there'll be more content in store. So definitely tune back in. More lessons to come. All right.